Hello, my name is Rahim Kumar, and today I will be exploring the first of four questions in the creative critical analysis of my film, which states: how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? Genre conventions are the fundamental elements of a movie, encompassing themes, topics, tropes, characters, situations, and plot beats that are commonly found in specific genres. These conventions define the genre of a story. My film opening falls within the drama genre, specifically a biopic with focus on a character study. Typical conventions in films generally include the film title, production house, credits, and introduction to the main characters. In my opening, I have adhered to most of these conventions, starting with the title. Like many films, I have ensured that the title of my film aligns with its themes. The title, Aina or Mirror, connects with the opening scene, where the character reflects on her life in her later years. Additionally, choosing to keep the title in my native language of Urdu follows conventions, as titles in languages other than English are often memorable and captivating to audiences. This decision also adds narrative relevance, as the film explores aspects of the culture of the subcontinent, particularly Pakistan. Production house logos at the start of the film follows conventions, as it legitimizes the film, associates me with the project, especially when the production house name is derived from my own, Kamal Ki Baat, which means something great to talk about. Keeping the convention of opening credits also allows for me to highlight specific points in the frame and allows me to give credit where it's due. One of the defining conventions of a drama is the presence of conflict, which is at the heart of every dramatic work. Conflict creates tension and keeps the audience engaged as they either root for or against the showcased character. In many biopics, the focus is less on external conflict and more on internal conflict, as seen in the movie Black Swan. By highlighting the internal struggle of the main character, such as the theme of aging, I can effectively show the character progression without solely relying on plot. Another essential convention of drama is dialogue, as dramas heavily rely on the written word to convey the story. The dialogue in dramas is often dry yet powerful, creating tension and emotion. In my opening, I have subverted these conventions by opting for a voiceover instead of dialogue, a technique seen in many of Chris Marker's films. The voiceover I chose is one of Faiz Ahmed Faiz's poems. This serves narrative relevance, as not only do the themes of the poem align with those of my opening, Faiz himself would later act as a heavily prevalent character. Biopics typically focus on the life of a person, highlighting their achievements and pivotal moments in a linear structure to showcase character development. However, in my opening, I have deviated from these conventions by starting at a later stage of the main character's life, where she reflects and reminisces on her past. Unlike most biopics, the opening does not show the beginning of the character's story, instead, it shows the end. This choice ties into my main themes of age, legacy, and their effects on a person. Other conventions of a biopic include exploring the motives, struggle, and inner workings of the main character. Biopics emphasize sidelining the more conventional focus on events as seen by most dramas, instead, focusing on the character's thoughts and feelings during those events. This is something I adhere to in my opening. Biopics strive for authenticity in portraying the period, location, and circumstances in which the character lived. To achieve this, I showcase the actual personal possessions of the subject of my film, such as pictures of her decorated past, to create authenticity. In my film, I have chosen to explore the themes of aging and legacy and their effects on the main character. The opening scene depicts the main character reminiscing over her past with a sense of longing. The scene begins with shots of a letter inviting her to an award ceremony where she will be receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. The close-ups on the word lifetime emphasize the significance of age in the story. By showing the main character looking at her hands in a close-up, the film illustrates the psychological effect of aging on her. The solitary setting of the opening suggests that the main character has been forgotten by the world, despite her decorated past and a Lifetime Achievement Award. This feeling is further emphasized by the voiceover, which has been taken from a prison journal written by her father. The shots of the pictures of her parents, especially her father, show his influence on her life and convey to the audience that he still holds a significant presence as an almost looming figure. The copious amounts of his memorabilia scattered throughout the room indicates that she has never fully emerged from his shadow, despite her own accomplishments, and emphasizes his impact on her. This dynamic will further be explored in the subsequent sections of the film as it delves into her life, where her father's influence is large. Given that the film is a biopic, themes of civil rights and socialism will also feature prominently, given her father's prominent role in these movements. In the exploration of her adolescence, themes of freedom of expression and information and the collective versus the individual would play a pivotal role due to her father's involvement in such movements, as well as how they shape her character due to her father's influence in her life. The film would also showcase women leadership as the main character rises through the ranks of Pakistani television herself. In this opening, I have strived to highlight the plight of age stars who, after their fame fades, are often disregarded by society, underscoring the impact that this disregard can have on them.